Welcome back. I'm Jane King in New York, and with me again, Wall Street veteran Alan Valdes. And we'll be doing these shows, Alan, up until the election about how we see things. And it feels like we talked last week. It feels like so much has changed because when we talked last week, there was not the debate or the positive COVID diagnosis of President Trump. I mean, it feels like every day this is changing.
It is a constant update. You're 100%, and it rolls the market every day, one way or another. And you're right. I mean, we spoke again, and the next day the president went into the hospital, and it seems like he was out in 48 hours and making tweets and speaking from the balcony and looking fine and dandy. So he was definitely back in the mode for re-election. He's out there on the stump already. So things change so quickly in this environment now.
Now, do you think the debate, the presidential debate, I mean, it seems like he did not do himself any favors in that debate. It was like almost a little too aggressive. I mean, do you think that ruined his chances to win?
It could have. I thought he was too bombastic. And, you know, I'm a Trump guy. I like Trump. I think he did a great job for the economy. But I think he was a little over the top. He scored some good points. But I think the way he acted was nerve-wracking for a lot of people. And I think it definitely hurt him. And I don't know why he would even want to do another debate, or rather why Joe Biden would want to do another debate, because he came out, I thought, looking better. But yet you read some of the polls, and it was like tied. But I can't believe the polls anymore. I really can't. They're so bad.
Yeah.
So I think Biden came out ahead. Now, could it hurt him? No question it could hurt him. It really could hurt, especially with the independents, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I think women too were, and it was just kind of like, I watched the whole thing, and after it was over, I was like, phew, I mean, I was exhausted. I mean, that was like exhausting just to watch.
I was going to change to like an ESPN boxing match where it was less violent.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And you know, I'm always following politics. I couldn't believe what I was watching at all. And it was really on Trump's shoulders. It was his fault. There's no question about it.
And I wonder, but it feels like this year is just so weird. So many different things have happened that it feels like things could change very quickly. Like, this is not normal. Like, we're comparing what we're going through here, where we were in 16 and 8 and, you know, and all the other election years, but it feels like this year, it feels like things could turn around. He could close this by November 3rd.
Yeah, you know, he could come out and we could come out with a vaccine. I mean, obviously he looks healthy. Maybe there's something there that's going to push him back in favor with the country. All it takes is one little mistake. And I think yesterday, I think Pence did a good deal for his team. I found that Harris was a little unsure of the questions and kind of immature on some of them. So I think that hurt them a little, not as bad as Trump hurt them the week before. But we'll see. I mean, Biden's still leading by, last I heard, like 17 points. I don't know what it is today. I didn't really look. I looked at some of the polls about the debate yesterday. CNN, of course, had Harris winning before the debate even took place. Telemundo, normally always for the Democrats, had Biden had Pence way ahead, and of course Fox had Pence way ahead too. So I mean, it's who you watch and who you listen to is they won. It's just crazy out there.
Strange.
But you're right. It could change real quick on a dime. We've never been in this environment with a pandemic, which we saw the numbers, unemployment numbers today, still high. They came in at 840,000. We were looking for 825,000. So they're still very high. And that in the long run worries me more than anything else is these unemployment numbers. I was walking in downtown Miami last night, and a lot of the restaurants down here are still closed or out of business. By some accounts, 40% are out of business and not reopening. So it's and in New York, I think it was even higher. I think New York was 60%. Yeah.
I did Subway at 11:15 on a Monday, and I was the only one on the train from Chambers Street to about Penn Station. And then people started getting on. I mean, I even took a selfie. I was like, this is unbelievable. I mean, and I walked around Times Square a little bit, and there was, you know, nobody in suits going to work, like hustle bustle, like, I mean, it's unbelievable. So now, before we wrap up, I want to ask you about, you mentioned Regeneron, you know, Eli Lilly, we've got Moderna and Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, all these companies working on those. I mean, Do you think that those are places people should put their money, or have those run up enough already?
Well, I think they've gone up enough already until there's a sure vaccine. I think Regeneron is the leader right now because the president's been pushing it and he looks so healthy. It's still, I would wait 2 weeks to see if there's any adverse reaction to the medicine before I'd go buy it, be honest with you. But I think we're going to start narrowing it down, and we'll see a leader, and that's where you want to put your money, because there is going to be a leader, and it's where you definitely want to put the money. But right now, they're all neck and neck, but except for Regeneron, because the president has a little push on it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that the fact that we've come this far with vaccines is a vote for capitalism. And I know that that's, a controversial thing right now, but I don't think, a socialist country could even be close to doing the science, the technology, the research, the marketing. I mean, everything that needs to be done. And I hope people understand that when they go to place their votes.
I don't know if they understand it. That is the problem. I mean, I was watching the debate last night, and just some of the things Harris said were so false. I mean, just the Lincoln quote was so out of content, was crazy. But I think people don't. I don't know if they know their history anymore, or they look at that. We live in a world where facts don't matter anymore. It seems just what they say, and then take it or leave it. So it's kind of crazy out there in that respect, also.
It is. I think people are starting to get a little more serious, but I don't
Yeah,
know. We will
yeah.
find out. We'll find out what's actually
Yeah.
going to happen.
And I don't know if we're going to know till January the way the mail-in ballots are going, and I'm sure there's going to be court fights
Oh,
for
yeah.
who won this, won that. So it's going to be a wild couple of months after the election. That's going to stifle the market. I can tell you that much. If we have no clear winner, it's going to be worse than Gore. It is going to be a disaster out there. So we have to wait and see. Hopefully, one winner outright, one way or another.
Yeah.
But if it's muddy, it's going to be tough.
Well, and we may not know which party controls the Senate till January either. So that's another.
Well, people have to remember the down ballot's just as critical as the president. I mean, if say you're a Republican and you vote for Trump, but if you don't vote for the Senate or the down ticket, if we lose the Senate, you got a lame duck president there right away.
Yeah.
So, we may not know in any of these races. It could be really chaotic for the first time, really, in history.
And it's already been such a long year, and it could get even worse. I'm
going to stay on the beach down here, just rest, turn my TV off for November 3rd, turn it on Christmas Eve, and see if there's a winner yet.
Sounds tempting. Vote and then just close it all off for a while.
And I'd be glad to close it off. It's getting nuts.
Well, thanks, Alan. Let's do this again next week. We'll see.
Sounds good. Have a safe weekend up there. Is it getting colder up there?
Getting a little chillier. Feels like fall. So it's really kind of nice.
Yeah, it's cold down here. I think it was 82 today.
Yeah. I think it's in the 60s here, but whatever. Okay. Well, thanks, Alan. We'll talk next week.
Bye-bye, Jane.
Okay, bye.